Okay, so to continue the video features and interviews on Module 3, which is the job hunt, I've got Mark Borland here with me live via Skype from France. So thanks for joining us, Mark.
Hi, Martin.
So I've known Mark a couple of years. We've worked together on a few collaborative projects. I did a bit of blogging for when Mark worked for the Priority Trust, and more recently we've been working on a few different potential projects together. But I know Mark's got a lot of expertise and knowledge on sort of with his coaching in the area of the job hunt. So that's why I've pulled you in today, Mark. Do you want to give a bit of a sort of background introduction to yourself first?
Yeah, sure. I currently work as an independent executive coach, working with people in business and people looking for jobs, helping them improve their performance, be more effective at what they do, and take a bit of control over where their career is going as well, which is quite important because quite often many of us are in jobs where we just go and we do and we get on with it, and we forget sometimes to think that actually this is what we do, it's our job, we should have a bit of control over it and where it's going, where we want it to go. Prior to that, I've worked at WizKids and the Priority Trust and done some volunteering work at other disability organisations. So I've got a fair amount of understanding and experience of working with people with disabilities. And before that, I had quite a long career in a financial institution.
Okay.
So quite a bit of experience of building teams, hiring people, and making teams work and developing them.
Fantastic, which obviously all feeds nicely into what we're here to talk about today. So, I mean, do you want to just kick off with your sort of the general thoughts that you have around giving other disabled people advice on the job hunt? We've already talked a bit about sort of the identifying what kind of role they'd like to go into. So, having got to that stage, it's then kind of how to then set about going to get that job.
Yeah, sure. I think once you've highlighted and identified what kind of job it is you want to get and what kind of role it is, obviously you can then start searching and using various search engines, job sites, but more importantly also contacts. If you've got an idea about what it is you want to do you know people who do something similar? Do you know people who could give you some advice on that, the ups and the downs of what that job might involve for you as well?
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes down to actually putting your CV together and getting that CV right. And this is where you've got to be actually quite honest with yourself. There's various sections of the CV. Your qualifications are obvious there. They go in there. Previous job experience is important as well. But I think the big thing with the CV is it sells you. It sells you to that potential employer. So it's important to be quite honest and work out what is it that you bring. What are your core competencies? What are you good at? Think about what you're not so good at as well, and make sure that you don't put so much of that into the CV.
Sure.
But get those competencies right. Work on your achievements as well. And I think that the first two sections of the CV should be your core competencies and your achievements. And when it comes to achievements, it's not just I worked here, I worked at a certain job, etc. What specifically did you do that made you good in that role? And it's useful to have data, information, a particular project that you worked on that you took through to completion, something like that, or if it's just something that you were proud of, if through the things you've done in the past, what are you most proud of? That's an achievement. Put it in there because you're more likely to be shouting about it and very energized when you talk about it, which is quite good. So as it says, it sells you. It's got the competencies, achievements, your skills, your qualifications in there. Then you need to match it to that job. So look at, if you found a job advert, for example, what are they really looking for? Read between the lines.
Yeah.
Look through that job advert. List out the kind of things they're really looking for, and put them in a little priority list as you see that's what the employer is looking for. And then you can tailor your CV a little bit, looking through those competencies and achievements, which ones are most relevant to what they're looking for. And you can change the order of your CV, you can change it to make it look more appealing to them. You can even phone up the employer and say, well, I'm thinking of applying for this job. I've got a little bit of experience in these areas, etc. What exactly do you want? What is it? And you might find that there's something they've not mentioned or something like that that you can put in there. So get those two things tailored together. And then I'd really get someone else to look at it. Get some advice. Who do you know that whose advice you particularly like? Someone that knows you quite well. you could do this through the whole process of writing your CV as well. Go back to your CV and ask them, is this really me? What else would you put in here? Have I been honest with myself? We're often too modest about what we do and what we can achieve. It's a kind of natural trait. Don't be, you know. Shout about what you're good at. Be positive about things, and go from there. Then you need to send your CV off, get the application in. I'd chase it as well. Mm-hmm. You know, if they say we'll come back to you, well, don't wait for that. Give them a call again. Did you receive it? What do you think? When might I hear? Pursue them, because you are selling yourself, and the more interest you show, I think, in working for an employer, the more positive feeling they're going to get about you, that you actually want that job. And it's not rocket science here. It's actually, you know, but it's all down to you having some control over it. Mm-hmm. Don't leave the whole control of the situation with them. Try and push it a little bit. There's a thing to weigh up there about being too pushy or not, but
sure, it's a balance.
It's a balance of that. But go with your gut feel. Be honest. Be straightforward with yourself. If you're still waiting and feeling anxious or a little bit concerned that you've not heard back, well, do something about it. Give them a call and find out. So all that's good about getting there, and interviews are something completely separate. But at this stage, it's quite possible that you might get rejected as well. Yeah. There's one job, there's 5, 10, 100 people applying for it. So, you know, you might not quite fit what they're looking for. And rejection's not very nice for any of us when it happens. So if that were to happen, again, think about controlling it yourself a little bit. Phone them up and say, well, what was it about me that didn't fit what you were looking for? What could I have done differently? If you had a position like this in the future, what would you suggest I do to try and get it?
So not to take it personally, but also to learn from why you were rejected as well, yeah?
Yeah, it's not personal. It's very unlikely that it's personal. It's probably because they found someone else who's got that they preferred in that situation.
Yeah.
So don't take it personally. Look at it. Ask them for the feedback. Again, if you've got a trusted advisor, someone that you really like the advice from, ask them, what could you have done differently? Brainstorm some different ideas and talk to a couple of people. It's important, and then move on. Don't just dwell upon it. What's the next job you're going to apply for?
Yeah, keep the momentum.
Even the most highly qualified, highly experienced people get rejected, and you just need to move on. You need to find the next one. Because ultimately, the reason you're doing all this is because you want a job and you want things that are right for you. You've made a list of those things and you've got that. So just you need to carry on.
Brilliant. That's fantastic, Mark. Well, we're going to touch on some of the other videos later, a bit more on the interview process anyway. But everything you've just shared has been very, very helpful. I'll pop a CV template on the resource section so people can kind of visually look at the sort of helpful layouts as well. And do you want to share any contact details you have with people who maybe want to get in touch with you after seeing the video?
Yeah. If people would like to chat a bit more, perhaps like some coaching on their CV, coaching on the job application process, on how to move forward with all that. Mm-hmm. My website is www.cairncc.com, or they can get me at mark.borland@cairncc.com.
Brilliant. I'll pop those on the resources as well. But thanks for your time today, Mark.
Thanks very much, Martin. Cheers.